Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Hammond. I'm the chairman of the board of the Lee County Commissioners. I'm joined this afternoon for our 3:30 p.m. update by Commissioner Kevin Ruane and our superintendent of Lee County Public Schools, Dr. Christopher Bernier. I'm also joined by our county manager, Dave Harner, and our public safety director, Ben Abus. So let's start with our current conditions this afternoon. Hurricane Idalia continues to strengthen off the coast of Florida. Right now, we know that the storm is passing just to the west of us. This storm is predicted to strengthen, and as we anticipated, we're starting to see some of the heavy rain bands go throughout our area right now, especially throughout our coastal areas. These rain bands have intense rain, they have thunder and lightning with them, and even the potential for tornadic activity. And we do advise you to stay close to your local meteorologist, your local favorite TV news station. Watch your weatherman, and he'll give you the best advice on what the forecast is doing at any given moment. We are receiving reports of localized flooding in some of our coastal communities. Now, that's what we anticipated with this forecast. In part, that's because some of the bands are coinciding with high tides that are happening in our area, and of course the onshore winds that are pushing water onshore as well. We do anticipate that as the tide recedes, that some of that localized flooding will start to subside as well. But we encourage you to stay off the roadways if you don't need to be, especially this evening as it gets dark. We're asking you to stay off the roadways. It could be a scenario where you're driving around in the dark tonight where you would encounter standing water in a road and it might come upon you as a surprise. We don't want you to get caught in the standing water that could be on the roadways. So just a good idea to stay home tonight if it's not necessary for you to venture out. The onshore winds, we do expect them to continue to drive some of the water onshore, and that could create localized flooding conditions in our coastal communities. Even after the storm is to the north of us, those winds will continue to push onshore. So you're going to want to continue to pay attention to the weather forecast. And when you see reports later today and tonight that the storm has gone by, again, just please use caution because there is a lot of stormy weather on the south side of this storm as well. I want to give you an update on county operations. So this afternoon, we're announcing that Lee County government will be closed on Wednesday. We want to close on Wednesday to ensure that the fewest amount of people as possible are out and conducting business tomorrow as we continue to experience tropical conditions. Our employees, of course, here at the Emergency Operations Center will continue to work, as well as those who work in departments that are necessary to respond to the storm. We also want to inform you about our trash haulers in Lee County Solid Waste. So we are going to pick up trash tomorrow in Lee County. Lee County will operate collection on Wednesday, August 30th, but we are going to start later in the day. So you don't need to worry about putting your cans out tonight. Just have your cans out at the curb by 7:30 a.m. tomorrow, and we're going to begin picking up trash a little later in the day, again, to try to avoid the stormiest conditions. Lee Tran is going to resume its normal operations tomorrow. Our fixed routes on Lee Tran will begin operating at a slightly later start time tomorrow with, again, some staggered start times. For the latest information on those Lee Tran routes, you can go to Lee Tran's Facebook page or Lee Tran's website. And of course, you can find it on our website, which is leegov.com/storm. That's LEEGOV as in Victor.com/storm. Another county announcement is that we had earlier this week scheduled a public meeting for Hurricane Ian recovery. The Community Development Block Grant disaster recovery meeting on Sanibel was supposed to take place. We had to cancel that due to the weather conditions. We now have a date for you that we've rescheduled that. It will be this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. at Big Arts on Sanibel. So if you want to provide public input on that, that HUD money that we got in response to Hurricane Ian from the Sanibel perspective, Thursday, 5:30, Big Arts on Sanibel is when that meeting's going to take place. And then finally, I want to give you an update on the safe havens. We do want to remind residents that there are no evacuation orders in place. We don't anticipate any at this time. Lee County's safe havens remain open at the North Fort Myers Recreation Center and at the Estero Recreation Center. And we do have a count of 51 people in those safe havens right now. We know that 10 people are at the Estero Rec Center and 41 people are at the North Fort Myers Rec Center. And we do allow people to bring their pets. We have 6 dogs and 1 cat as well. there. So these are for people who have Hurricane Ian damaged homes, or maybe they live in a mobile home or trailer. If they needed a safer place to ride out the stronger tropical winds that come with this storm, that's what the safe havens are there for. So as for what's next, well, just like you, we'll continue to monitor this storm. We have a team here at the Emergency Operations Center that is working 24 hours a day right now. They're staffed, they're ready to respond to anything that happens, and we're committed to providing regular updates through this channel to you. So you can have our next update at 8:30 a.m. in the morning tomorrow morning. And of course, be aware of our social media channels and of course your local news stations. They'll have the most up-to-date information. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Christopher Bernier from Lee County Public Schools.
Thank you, sir. And good afternoon. Just a couple of quick updates from the School District of Lee County. First and foremost, thank you to an amazing school board and an amazing team that I'm so blessed to have who's been working the Emergency Operations Center for the School District of Lee County all day today. They've made very well-informed decisions and appreciate the leadership coming from this Emergency Operations Center as well. Certainly the closure of school buildings this morning did not seem potentially like it was the best thing that we could have done. However, as the weather has continued to deteriorate, about 3:35 currently, a lot of our middle schools do not release until 4 p.m. That would be the normal release time. If there was any lightning in the area, they would have to delay release. So I'm very happy and thankful to our parents, our faculties, our employees and community for the support that you've provided the school district for being closed today. Very much the same situation can occur tomorrow morning. As this storm goes past us, we're not sure all the tropical winds will be gone by 5 a.m. when most of our bus drivers are reporting to work and some of our students are already in the process of moving their way to the bus stop. Just don't think it's a safe place for our children or our drivers or our employees to be on the road so early tomorrow morning. So the School District of Lee County has closed operations for tomorrow. The good side of that will be it will provide us some time mid-morning to the afternoon to go out and assess all of our buildings and make some determinations regarding operational status for Thursday. So thank you again to our community, our parents, our students, and all of our employees for heeding the words of this Emergency Operations Center. Stay home tonight, stay safe, and as soon as we can reopen school, we will.
Problem with the buildings, or you just for outside reasons that conflict with the ability to get to the school building safety and leave? Is there any building that's suffering any kind of damage?
We don't have any reports on any of our buildings having damage at this time, and it would be standard operating procedure for us to check every building before reopening.
Do we have any further questions at this time?
Commissioner Wayne, what is the feeling on Sanibel after having to deal with this while they're still trying to recover from what happened last year? Has there been any kind of change in the dynamic or discouragement among citizens or anything like that?
No, sorry. No, not at all, Bill. I mean, what people are actually going through, talking to both the mayor and Councilwoman Smith, you know, they're prepared and they're certainly very vigilant. Many people have left. They got off the island. We actually have some folks at our house right now. So I think everybody's in a right frame of mind. I think everybody took a lot of precautions. So I'm grateful for that.
There's no discouragement as far as, trying to get everything back together and just trying to get hit with something?
I don't think, I don't know where I don't think that anyone's really going to have an issue tonight. I think most people have really taken our warnings, and certainly that administration, that city council has done a great job of getting the word out and encouraging people to obviously make plans, and they did. So I don't think there was 900 people living there during, prior to the storm. So I'm sure a lot of those left. Sure.
All right. If there are no further questions, again, our next update is scheduled for 8:30 tomorrow a.m. We'll have a team here monitoring the storm overnight tonight. And again, just stay tuned to any of your social media channels for the latest updates. Thank you again for joining us.